In this video, I'm going to go over the center radius form of a circle. So this formula right here is the center radius form of a circle. This h and k value, that happens to be your center, and the r is your radius. So if I was to plot this on my circle, here's my center, that is h comma k, and my radius is r. So your center is h comma k with opposite signs of what they have inside of here. And to get r, to get your radius, you have to take the square root of whatever it's equal to. For the first question, it just says sketch the circle. So if I look here, this is my h and that's my k, because this is what's next to x and this is what's next to y. So my center is 1 comma negative 6. And notice I changed the signs because there's a negative h in here. So that means only a positive 1 was put in here. So it should make sense. If negative 1 is equal to negative h, to solve for h, you would have to divide by negative 1. And that'll get you a positive 1. Same thing here. If negative k is equal to positive 6, you divide by negative 1, and that's why we get a negative 6. To get my radius, well, right now r squared is 4. To get r, you take the square root, and your radius is 2. So the two pieces of information you need to graph a circle are the center and the radius. So I'm going to make an xy axis on here. Now I'm going to raise my x-axis a little tall because I know that I'm going to have to go down 6 units. My center's at 1, 1, negative 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right there. I'm going to plot a point at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right here. I'm going to go 2 around. So 2 to the right, 2 up, 2 left, and 2 down because that's my center. And this is how you graph a circle. Alright, the next question says find the equation of a circle with the given center and radius. So here's my center radius form. So what I'm going to do is just fill in the h and the k and the r. So this is h and that is k. So I'm going to put in negative 1 and a negative 4 and an 8 here. If you notice, the signs will change because there's a negative in the formula, right there and right there. So my formula for my circle is x plus 1 squared plus y plus 4 squared, and that's equal to 64. Okay, in the next question, it says find the center radius form of the following circles. Well, this circle right here is not in center radius form because it does not look like this. So what you're going to do to get into center radius form is you're going to complete the square, and you'll see why. So the first step that we need to do is group the x's and the y's together and put blanks after that. So I move these two together, and now I'm going to move the y's together and put a blank. It's equal to negative 4, but I'm going to have a plus blank and another plus blank for the y's. So plus blank again. Okay, now I'm going to complete the square. To complete the square, you take the b value, so the b value in this case is 4, and you're going to divide it by 2 and square it. That's 2 squared, so we get 4. And that 4 is going to go here and here. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take the b term here and divide that by 2 and square it. So negative 3 squared gets you a positive 9. So that 9 goes here and here. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor the x's and factor the y's and combine the right side. So for the right side, these become 0, so I have it equal to 9. This is going to factor into x and x plus y and y. You will use AM method for both of these pieces. So the factors of 4 that add to 4 would be a positive 2 and a positive 2, and the factors of 9 that add to a negative 6 would be a negative 3, negative 3. So I'm going to have x plus 2 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 9. And that's my center radius form. Now this actually tells me my center is negative 2, positive 3, and it tells me my radius is equal to 3 because it's the square root of 9. Next question, there's only one added step here, and that is that we need to move the 8 over first. And that's kind of similar to any completing the square problem. You want to move over the c term. The c term is the number term without the letter. It's the constant, basically. So now I'm going to group my x's and y's. So I'm going to put x squared minus 4x and then plus a blank, and then plus y squared minus 6y and plus another blank. I also need to put blanks on this side in order to balance my equation. So I'm going to take my b value here, divide that by 2 and square it. If you divide negative 4 by 2 and square it, that becomes negative 2 squared and you get 4. So I'm going to put a 4 here and a 4 here. My next b value is here, so I'm going to divide that by 2 and square it, and just like the last problem, that becomes 9. So I'm going to have to factor this with AM method for both the x's and the y's. For the x's, I get x minus 2 and x minus 2. And for the y's, I get y minus 3 and y minus 3. This becomes a negative 5, negative 4, and then plus 9, that gets you a positive 5. So my center radius form of this circle is this. This tells me my center is 2, 3, because this is the x, that's the y, opposite signs, and my radius is equal to the square root of 5. Remember, r squared in this case is equal to 5, square root, you get r is equal to 5. Okay, I hope this video helped. I'll see you guys soon.